So to continue here with my process, I want to continue using or studying this animation from the 12 principles of animation. And my next principle, if you want to think about, could be not necessarily in this order, but it could be timing and spacing. We've done a little bit of it, and so I'm going to try to look at my character in movement and try to see how the timing is being perceived. Right now, it's just stepping from all the frames, so I'm not really having a good sense of motion there. So I'm gonna temporarily turn off my step preview. This is just for now, so that I can kind of have a brief look at the timing. I'm gonna go look at the whole thing just to see the timing in general, and then I may turn on the step preview one more time when I have an initial sense. I'm gonna just play this back. So definitely you can see that his stepping, but the stopping is not in accordance with the speed that he's going. You could sense that all this section can be sped up more. So let me try to play one more time. Seems that the timing when he's coming in frame is fast enough, but he needs to really slow down there, and then slamming forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust temporarily here, go back into my enable step preview. I may go back to turn it off again, but sorry, no, this is not what I wanted to look at. I wanted to call on my dope sheet, and I'm going to select, I think that I have all of them selected, all the parts already, or still, I mean. I have elbow, shoulder, head, waist, and root. And I'm going to say, okay, well, he is coming. Let's see if I can just do it in a way that I can see both. So I know that my timing here, actually, let me keep this one off for now. My timing here is okay. This timing here is too slow, from 45 to 60. Let me just see it one more time. I think I like the stopping here because he's kind of breaking the part that needs to be faster from 60 to 95. So from 60 to 95. I'm gonna grab all of the keyframes that come after that. I'm gonna just use my move tool, move them closer together. I'm gonna go kind of halfway, and then that one I'm gonna just bring it halfway almost. So I'm gonna play one more time. A little bit better. I think the stopping here could be a bit faster, so I'm gonna give a few less frames there. I'm gonna reduce 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe, and play back. Kind of looking at the overall timing. I gotta go back and fine tune my poses. That's a little bit better, I think. Comes, stops, and then gets thrown forward. I can, if I decided to keep his stopping a little bit longer, I would have to make him skid a bit more, but I'm gonna keep it like that for now. Seems that this part when he's landing here can speed up a little bit. Let me play one more time. I'll actually go to my perspective camera here. Here's on the side actually, to see it from frame 45. Let me start on frame 25. So I'm gonna play back from there. This is the window here. Yeah, I think that the ending could be sped up a little bit more. Stops, launched. Is this section here that needs to be sped up a little bit? So I'm gonna say frame 80. I'm gonna grab these guys and move him a little bit earlier. So I'm kind of eyeballing it. I'm gonna make him hold at the bottom a bit longer. So I'm gonna make him hold. He comes, lands, but before he goes up, I'm gonna make him. I like this, but this hold feels. Let me just play one more time. Yeah, I'm gonna make him hold here for a little bit longer, just a few frames longer. So I'm actually gonna copy this keyframe, paste it there. I just added another one, so I'm just gonna grab these guys and push them a little bit later there. So he holds a little bit longer there. Let's see. There we go. That gives him a bit more pause. So it's kind of recovering. Go and go. All right. So that seems to be a good test of my timing, at least of my preference. And now I'm going to just make sure that I have some adjustments of timing in the sense of adjusting tangencies and adjusting it's in and it's out. Like there are some of the movements feel a little imprecise, and here's the opportunity for us to bring the graph editor to work on this. Right now my character is using I'm using just certain keyframes, center controllers. I'm not using all of them, but I'm using the important ones, I think. So let me see. I'm gonna just try to look at all of it right now. It's a lot of. I'm not going to change the keyframes at least. I think. I'm going to just simply adjust the tangency of the way those curves are being read. So let me start with the main controller here. So I'm going to select the main controller. You can see my graph editor here, how the translate in Z is happening. So he's coming from a slowing, from slow in and then slow out, and he kind of like changes his speed here and then kind of gradually stops. So that probably could be adjusted a little bit better so that I have a more believable process. And let me just play one more time here. You can see he's going very fast, stops, and then radically continue moving here. So I'm actually going to change a little bit of the graph there. I'm stop here. I'm going to say, okay, when he arrives here, I'm not going to let him go forward that far. I'm going to make this curve make a bit more sense. So I'm just going to grab this keyframe here, all of those keyframes, and I'm going to just use my move tool, middle mouse button, holding shift on my keyboard, middle mouse button, and I'm going to bring it down so that that graphic gives me a little bit of a better transition. So as he's slowing down, the line that is left behind there is kind of like the ghost of my my line how it was before. So it's also I want to also review here. I just moved that one down here, but I'm going to try to review. You see how the transition here feels. Let me just play back. It's not bad, but if I wanted to make it more gradual, I can just say maybe this one I can crank it up a tiny bit more. So you see the line kind of following a bit more, like a better slow and process there. So slowing down a little bit better there, so it's not so uneven. The other thing is that in the beginning he's not expected to start from easing in. I want him to be coming at full speed as if he was coming like that, you know. And again, this little line I think is a ghost from the previous version. I think that comes when you have this little option key here activated. So that one kind of remembers what it was the last, graph editor on last version of it. So this allows me to change the tangency. I went from a no, auto tangency here. I think this was one of these guys. I forget which one it was. This one. To linear tangency. That way there is a straight direction of the speed. Of course, that won't be noticeable in the camera angle that I have now, but I can just play with that. I'm going to make his skid a bit longer. I think that he could have a longer skid, and that same in the translation in Z. That is happening from frame 56 to frame 67, and that is going to make some change in the timing too, but I think it's better if I do that. I feel that he's a bit too stopping a bit too rigid there, so I'm gonna try to make him skid from here forward. So I'm gonna grab actually all of these keyframes, including that one, and I'm going to modify using some of these tools that I got here. For example, I can try scale to scale and move the region, so I can grab and just select all of those and kind of increase it manually here. Let me try one more time here. I think there we go. So there's a kind of scales, although it's not doing the first one. Let me do it again from this other one here actually. There we go. I'm gonna try to scale all of them equally so that lets him move a bit forward, but it's doing it more in an even way. So let me play back. Oh, that's too much. I'm gonna go back a little bit because he's getting out of my frame. Of course, my camera is going to change a little bit. Or try doing this. That's a little bit better. All right. So okay, so I'm just playing my tangencies a little bit. I'm gonna go back and fine-tune some of my poses. I think some of the posing could be improved, and some of the poses could be, for example, playing a little bit with anticipation here. This pose, I'm going to just change it back a tiny bit more, so when he's coming here, when I make him skid a bit more dramatically, bring this one down a little bit more like that, and then let me look at it here. I'm gonna make his head is already colliding through his body, although my camera doesn't see it. Let me just play it one more time here on that camera. Oh, wrong camera here. I want to go to the actual camera here, was. Sometimes Maya gets a bit funky. Okay, so that made anticipation a little bit more, a bit stronger, and I'm going to, because he's so still here, from here to here, that I'm going to make him go down, and this one a tiny bit more. so that he goes down and up a tiny bit, so that he's not just dead there. He goes down, back down again, and that I don't feel that's helping. I'm going to change that curve in the graph editor again. So that is my rotation in Y. Yeah, you can see the wobbling there. So I'm gonna go grab this one, I'm gonna bring it up so that and I change the tangency there so that is a bit more like a flow. So you can see it there, how it is. I'm gonna bring this one back down a tiny bit here. Okay, so that gives me a little bit better. Other things that I want to correct, and of course I have a lot of things that I haven't done, but just trying not to keep this video section a little too long. But I want to add another principle here, and it is beyond time and spacing. I have a lot of parts already animated. Look, I haven't animated the elbows completely. I haven't animated the ears or the antenna at all. But I want to also think of some arcs to try to make it a bit more organic looking. So I'm going to say, for example, where could I put some arcs here? And I think that, for example, I'm already by default doing some arcs with his body, but one of the options that I have just to keep everything a bit more visual is see if I can just generate some more arcs. Maybe see as his arms are going, I'm gonna try to see if I can make them swing, generating an arc on the swing. They are already kind of generating a weird rotation, but let me see if that's possible here. Sometimes the rig, at least the type of rig that we have, is a bit more limited. So let me try to go here and look at his, like the arm here is going from being behind to being down here. So I'm gonna try to maybe this one, I'm gonna try to rotate the arm a bit higher, see if that makes if it works. So I'm gonna just go and let the arm go forward so that it generates a bit more of an arc effect. So let me do the other arm too. You just gotta be careful with the rotations because you don't want the object to be kind of freaking out. So for example, in this one, if I go and do the arc here is good. Here I think it could be exaggerated a tiny bit more. That way the arm does what you want it to do. Let me see how that works here. A little bit, I think that I could go back fine tune a bit more. He's holding his arms in the air a bit longer probably than what I wanted. Notice how I try to maintain keyframes, all of the objects keyframing at the same time. I try not to put it in between keyframes until I really need to do that. So I'm gonna try to actually make this keyframe, let me play back again. Yeah, this one be a little bit later. So let me just go and create and select all my items again. because I want to move them all. I don't want to move one of them, at least not yet. Let me grab the head, the waist, and the root. Let's see if I can grab this keyframe, hold shift, middle mouse button, and then slide it over maybe a couple of frames. Okay, it's not. It's not great, but I'd get in there. Then I'm gonna have to work on the timing a bit more to get the effect. Sometimes it's a good idea to say stop, you go grab a cup of coffee, and then come back to look at it. That allows you to look at the object in different um, view and different kind of like eyes, and that allows you to see what's not working. So I'm gonna just stop it for now, and we'll continue in the next video to do a little extra details and improvement of using other principles of animation.